What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel again. This is Carlos, and this is the Red and Black collection. I appreciate you joining me again today. Do me a favor really quick. Take a quick moment to click that button below that says subscribe. Do me a favor, also like the video. Comment below and tell me what you think about the content. And if you can, share the video with a friend. So today, guys, I'm just hanging out at the storage. I wanted to give you guys sort of an update on Project T-Type. Excuse me, Project T-Top. And for those of you who don't know, that's my 1987 Monte Carlo Super Sport that I converted from a hardtop to a T-Top, which is why I refer to it as the as Project T-Top. So I'm doing this project in phases, and the first phase of the project was to do all the body work and metal and sheet metal work and necessary to get the car straight, get it painted, and of course do the T-Top conversion. So my next phase of the project is going to be doing an LS swap. So what I've decided to do, I've decided to take the car in a slightly different direction. Well, not in a different direction, but I've decided to give it more of a personality and a theme. So I'm now referring to the car as the Zl1 Monte Carlo SS. Okay, if you're familiar with the Camaro Zl1, this car is going to be themed much like the Camaro Zl1, except it'll be a Monte Carlo Zl1. So it's going to have the custom hood like the Zl1. It's got some other design features that are custom and unique to this car only. It's got a custom wing, custom mirrors, and a number of other custom features that I'll get to at some point when I release the car. But at any rate, wanted to give you guys a quick update on the car. It's here at my storage. It hasn't moved. I picked it up from the body shop about a month and a half ago. And so right now I am waiting on the shop that's going to build my my LSA Supercharged Lsa setup. The shop that's going to do the swap for me. They're actually working through some other projects that they need to get out of the shop so they can make room for my job. And what I'll be doing in the meantime is just buying and collecting parts for the build. You know, we're going to be doing, like I say, a Supercharged Lsa. And really what it will be is it'll be a 6.0 with it'll be a 6.0 bottom end, a 6.0 LQ4 bottom end with the LSA supercharger. But we're doing the LSA heads. We're going to do a Texas Speed LSA supercharged cam package with the springs and the cam kit. We're going to probably do an ice box on it and a number of other little things that will kind of give it a little extra oomph. Transmission we'll be going with is a we'll do a built 480 with a single disc billet torque converter from Circle D, and hardened push rods, all the necessary goodies to make the car to push it past the 600 mark, 600 horsepower to the rear wheel. So that's the ideal behind the build, is to make it a Zl1 Monte Carlo. So essentially, what GM's rendition of this car would be if they decided at some point back in time to make a Zl1 model Monte Carlo. This is what I think their design would have looked like. So you can see here the car is just sitting here in my storage. It hasn't moved. It's been parked here ever since I picked it up from the paint shop. They did a really good job on the T-Top conversion. I mean, the car looks and feels like it was always a T-Top. If you didn't know that this car wasn't a T-Top before, you would not know that it was converted to a T-Top car. But I've had this car for going on 16 years now. I bought it in 2005, I think it was, and the car's been with me a long time. It's the car that I've had in my collection the longest out of all my cars, and so it's kind of sentimental to me and very special to me. So that's the reason why I decided to do a T-Top conversion on this car rather than buying a T-Top car, which I could have easily gone and done. But I just couldn't bear to part ways with this car, so I decided to convert it. So just a couple things I want to point out in the car. So see right here, that is a custom one-off Zl1 inspired designed hood. So it has the Zl1 vents or collectors, if you will, in the hood. It's got like a 1.5-inch cowl to resemble the Zl1 hood on the Zl1 Camaro. You'll also notice my mirrors. This is a custom piece as well. I've had a lot of questions about these mirrors, and I normally don't mind sharing information and knowledge like that, but I'm gonna keep this one a little close to the vest. These mirrors came off of a particular car that some of you may know, but a lot of you probably don't. But it was a risk that I took. I like the mirrors, and I decided to try them on this car. I need to do some touch-ups here on this paint on the mirrors. I don't think they actually really painted these. I think this is the original finish from the mirrors. But yeah, these mirrors have they have the built-in signal light here on the front, and of course they do fold in, and they're really cool. I like, it gives the car more of a modern touch, so I really like how they came out. In hindsight, if I could change anything, I would probably bring this section here. I would probably cut it in about half to bring the mirror in a little bit closer to the car, because it does kind of stick out a little bit further than I really would care for it to stick out. But I still like it either way. But if I could change anything, I would say I would probably cut this in half right there and bring the mirror in about I guess that's probably about 1.5 to 2 inches closer to the car. But that's one design piece that's unique to this car. Talked about the hood. Also, one of my favorite pieces of the car is the spoiler. Okay, so this is a spoiler design that I've had in my mind a very long time, and the body shop that I work with, they were able to take my ideas and drawings and bring this thing to life. So this car is an 87. Okay, so for those of you who know the 87 SS Monte Carlos, you know that the 87 Monte Carlos came with what they would call the lay down wing. So if you notice, this wing here is kind of upright. So the original wing that came in this car was a wing that was very similar, but it instead of it being so far upright, it kind of laid down a little bit more, so it had more of a slope to it as opposed to a sharp curve up. I like this wing better with the design that I chose. I felt like I like the lay down mirror. I like the lay down wing as well, but because I decided to do the notch here in the middle of the wing, I felt like it would be more dramatic on this wing as opposed to the lay down wing. You would be able to see it better on this wing. So you notice this one here. This is a one of a kind. I don't know if it's a first, because I can't, out of all the years of people having these cars, I'm sure there may have been somebody who tried it once before. But to my knowledge, this is a one of a kind, a first off, one off. That is right there. If you can see it, that's a brake light. So it's this car has a third brake light, so I guess technically that would be considered a fourth brake light. But yeah, but it's a brake light, and I apologize, the lighting isn't the greatest, but that is a brake light. I think it's about 30 inches across. The real story behind this car is that the original ideal behind this car was for it to be a companion or a match or a mate, if you will, to my 96 Impala Super Sport. And if you notice, it's very similar. They both got the hood with the Zl1 themed hood insert and cowl hood. They both are the same color. This is the exact same paint color. They both have the same stripe that runs from the hood to the trunk of the car. And if you notice as well on this car, you'll notice that my Impala also shares the same spoiler design as the Monte Carlo. Only difference on this car is on the Impala, it does not have a brake light that is integrated into the spoiler, but they are very, very much alike in terms of color scheme. On my Impala, you can't really see it now, but on my Impala, right around the keyhole is the Impala emblem with that's detailed out in black and red as well, just like this car. So these cars are made to be companions, so when I show these cars, I'll show these cars together, and of course most people will recognize that they're almost identical in color scheme, so they'll kind of get it, right? So these are my Zl1 themed or inspired Chevys: Monte Carlo SS, Impala SS. Okay, so hopefully one of these days, once I get the Monte Carlo finished and it's to the point where I'm happy with it, I'll get both of these cars together. I'll do a photo shoot, and I'll of course give you guys a full, thorough walk around of each car. We'll point out every single customization, one-off design piece, any kind of mods that I've done to the car, just so everyone can appreciate and see the level of detail and work in each car. On this Monte Carlo, so I haven't done anything to the interior just yet. The interior is going to be the final phase of this project. Right now, it's got the seats that I had customized probably about 6 or 7 years ago, which are actually in really good shape. Honestly, there's really no point in me even changing the seats, but I'm one of those guys that's kind of like anal about certain things, and I feel like I need to give the interior its own special touch, so that it matches or coincides with the Impala. So you see, this is a perforated material, perforated leather with a nice grain to it. It's got the red stitching, and it's got the red piping on the seats, which is great. It matches with the dash, which has the red piping in the dash. The center console has the red piping, so it all coordinates. And my door panels are back here in the back seat. But if you can see the door panels, they have the same material. I have the door panels off now because we've got to do some adjustments on these windows before we finish this car. But like I said, it all color coordinates with the interior. So the idea of the interior on the Monte Carlo is to mirror the interior here on the Impala. So you see the diamond stitching in the Impala. So the idea was to do the same setup. I'm gonna wrap the dash like this here with the red stitching. We'll do a suede headliner. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the idea on the Monte Carlo, is to mirror the exact same interior features or design that I have on the Impala. So more to come on that. The interior phase of the project, that'll be my very last phase. So we won't be talking about that for at least another 6 months or so, if not longer. My goal for this car, I'm aiming to get this car ready probably by this time next year. So I was thinking about maybe showing the car or debuting it in at next year's Autorama. So we'll see if I can make that deadline. I'm not in a rush. If I don't make that deadline, I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm going to take my time and do the car right. So, but I'll keep on updating you guys. But I wanted to send you an update today because I had not updated you guys on the progress of the car. But just so you know, the car's been still sitting here in my storage, hadn't moved. But I'm thinking probably in the next 30 days, maybe 30 to 45 days, we should start moving forward on the swap. The car is essentially ready to take an engine. So, I mean, if you look here, it's naked. There's nothing in there, right? No motor, no trans. So it's ready. It's ready for a heart transplant. So like I said, I'm thinking probably we're gonna do some more, just for your reference, we're gonna do some more cleanup on this engine bay. I mean, the engine bay is decent, but it's not quite up to my standard. So we're gonna be doing some work on getting the engine bay in the shape that it needs to be in. So more to come on that. My goal with this car, this is gonna be a show car. So but I will drive it. It'll be a driver. It'll be a show car, but it'll be a driver, if that makes sense. So it won't be a perfect 10 or a perfect 100 out of 100, but it'll definitely be a very well well-built car, and it'll be very clean and well put together. So so that's about it, guys. But oh yeah, just so just a quick update. So this is the engine here that I'll be having done for that car. This is a 6.0, came out of a 2001 Denali, Yukon Denali. It's an LQ4, so we'll be taking this to the machine shop, having it opened up, making sure everything, the internals are good. We'll throw in a couple of goodies, maybe some forged internals, piston, crank, rods, you know, just so it's nice and stout, so it'll be able to take that, you know, that 600 to 800 horsepower that we're hoping to get out of that supercharger. And like I said, we'll be running a built 4L80 transmission with a single disc billet torque converter. So here are my wheels. You guys have seen these wheels. I've posted them on a number of times, I think, on different videos, and also on the YouTube. I'm sorry, on the Instagram channel. But I had these wheels. I had to have these wheels painted, powder coated, and also I had to have them resealed so that we didn't have any leaks. These wheels here actually came off of my Impala. These are my rear wheels. I've got tires on the way that I'll be putting these back on the Impala, but I had to have the wheels resealed as well because they had some slow leaks. But yeah, but here's my rear wheel on the Monte Carlo. You can see that there. That's a tire letter kit, Pirelli. But yeah, you can see the wheel there. It's nice, 22 inch. The rear wheels I think are 22 by 10 and a half or maybe 11. I'm running two 95, 25, 22 inch tires on there, and yeah, it's Forgiato Andatas, and that's a gloss black, red wheel bolts, and then I've got the inner barrel painted gloss black. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. Just want to give you guys a quick update on Project T-Type slash Zl1 Monte Carlo SS. So stay tuned, guys. I'll update you as I get more updates, and we'll keep on following this build. Okay. Thanks a bunch. Take care. Bye.